Hi, first grade. So we did our opinion graphic organizer, and it looks like this. In your opinion, do you prefer chocolatey or fruity candy? And so we brainstormed together many reasons that we prefer chocolate and many reasons that we prefer fruity candy. I wrote mine out, and I said that I prefer chocolatey candy. And I wrote my reasons. I wrote first, it melts in your mouth. Next, you can drink it, melt it, dip it, and eat it. And then I wrote, finally, it comes in milk, dark, and white chocolate. So I am going, and then in conclusion, you can do just about anything with chocolate. So I am going to get out my rough draft and write my rough draft based on what I wrote on my graphic organizer. Then I'm going to go through and edit it and write my final draft on my pretty paper. So I'm going to start my first sentence off. I'm going to say, I prefer chocolatey candy. So I prefer chocolatey candy. And I'm going to say for many reasons. For many reasons. That way, my reader knows I'm probably going to give more than one reason to support my opinion, and I have a pretty strong opinion and lots of reasons to support it. So it makes my opinion seem stronger. All right, so I'm going to write first, it melts in your mouth, because that's what I wrote here. Okay? First, comma, it melts in your mouth. Period. Next, comma, you can drink it. Remember, we talked about hot chocolate and chocolate milk, comma, melt it, comma, dip it, or just eat it. Period. Finally, it comes in milk, comma, dark, comma, oops, I don't want to probably do a comma there, but I'll edit that, and white flavors. Period. You can do, now I'm here at my conclusion, right? I wrote, finally, it comes in milk, dark, and white chocolate, and I'm going to say, finally, I'm going to say you can do just about anything with chocolate. So I'm in my fourth square now. So you can do just about anything with chocolate. Period. And I'm going to write an emotion, add my voice into it. I love, because I do, chocolate! Exclamation mark. So I basically just took everything from my graphic organizer and wrote my sentences, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I added my I love chocolate at the end. So now I'm going to edit, because as I was writing, I was thinking of some things that I would kind of like to change. And one of them, I was thinking about remember this, our transition sheet, that ideas for transitions? I kind of want to change some of mine because I kind of felt like first, next, and finally was just a little bit, I don't know, boring to me. So I wanted to do some other things. I was getting a little more excited when I was writing. So I'm going to look at this. I have a capital. I prefer chocolatey candy for many reasons, period. Good. I have my capital and my punctuation. It's always good to read it out loud a couple times because that's when we often realize if we missed a word. And then I said, first, I have a capital and a comma. It melts in your mouth. I'm okay with that. Next, I don't want to write next, so I think I'm going to cross it off, and instead I'm going to write additionally. Because I don't feel like it's happening next. I just think it's an additional reason. Again, proving my point that there's lots of reasons. Additionally, you can drink it, melt it, dip it, or just eat it. I want to change dip it because I'm not actually dipping the chocolate. I mean, I guess you could, but I'm going to say dip things in it. Because you could dip fruit in it, you could dip marshmallows in it, you could dip pretzels in it. We talked about that. So I don't want to just say dip it because it sounds like I'm just dipping my chocolate. So let me read that sentence again. Additionally, you can drink it, melt it, dip things in it, or just eat it. I like that. Finally, it comes in milk, dark, and white flavors. So I also don't like finally. I'm going to say, in fact, and I'm going to get a little fancy with this sentence. Chocolate comes in 3 flavors. And I'm going to put a semicolon because now I'm going to list the 3 flavors. So I just don't want to say, finally, it comes in milk, dark, and white flavors because it just seems incomplete. My sentence doesn't seem complete. It's not a complete thought to me. It is a complete sentence, but to me as a reader, it just seems a little bit like I'm not explaining things well enough. So I'm going to write it this way. In fact, chocolate comes in 3 flavors, semicolon. Whenever I'm going to list something now, after writing, it could be a complete sentence just like this. In fact, chocolate comes in 3 flavors. I could put a period there, but since I'm going to list my flavors, I do a semicolon, which is a dot, dot. So I'm going to write, it comes in 3 flavors, milk, comma, dark, and white. I think I'm going to put a period there. So that means I've redone this whole sentence, okay? And that's okay. If you look at your paper and you read it and you're like, that sentence doesn't sound right, I'd much rather you rewrite the whole sentence than just try to make it work, right? And so then let's see, where am I at? This is my 4th square that says you can do just about anything with chocolate right here, conclusion. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a transition. And we have on our transition sheet to conclude. So I think I was going to use to sum up. So I'm going to write for my concluding sentence, I'm going to add in there my caret to sum up, comma, okay, and then this is going to be a lowercase y. You can do just about anything with chocolate. I love chocolate. So I did my edit. Now I need to write my final draft. So I'm going to get out my pretty paper here, and I'm going to write my corrected, edited version on my pretty paper. And I'm going to go ahead and write, I prefer chocolate-y candy. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here. First, comma, it melts in your mouth right there. So, and then I'm going to put a period. If you are somebody that gets lost and loses track of where you are on your paper, you can underline. I wrote, I prefer chocolate candy for many reasons. Oh, I forgot to put for many reasons in there. So I'm going to, unfortunately, if I had a pencil, I could redo this. So I don't have a pencil, so I can't rewrite this. I'm going to have to reprint it and start over. So I'm going to pause for a minute and I will be right back. Okay, so I reprinted that page because I'm using marker. Now, you guys use pencil, so it's a little easier if you mess up on your final draft. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, I prefer chocolatey candy as my title. And then I'm going to really write out my whole sentence here. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to indent. I prefer chocolatey candy for many reasons. First, comma, and I can underline as I go, it melts in your mouth. So first, it melts in your mouth, period. So I'm going to underline first it melts in your mouth because I know I want to make sure I wrote that. Additionally, comma, capital A, additionally, comma, look at T-I, tall. Additionally, you can, okay, so I wrote you can drink it, comma, melt it, comma, dip things in it. Remember, I changed that. Dip things in it, comma, or just eat it. Or just eat it. And I don't need that comma there because I have or. So I'm going to take that out. All right. Then I write, in fact, chocolate comes in 3 flavors. So now I'm going to, sorry, I was off there. So I wrote, additionally, you can drink it, melt it, dip things in it, or just eat it. So now I'm going to write, in fact, chocolate comes in 3 flavors. Okay. In fact, comma, chocolate comes in, I'm going to spell out 3 flavors. And then remember, I did my semicolon and I listed my 3 things then. So I got really fancy. If you want to try this sentence, you can borrow my sentence, or if you want to do a similar sentence with a semicolon, that would be great. So I'm going to write chocolate milk, comma, dark, which is my favorite, and white, and then I wrote a period. Then I said to sum up, comma, you can do just about anything with chocolate. So capital T, to sum up, comma, lowercase u, can do just about anything with chocolate. And there's my period, and then I added my I love chocolate statement at the end, right? So I said, to sum up, you can do just about anything with chocolate. I love chocolate. And I made an exclamation mark because I do love chocolate, and it adds a little voice to my paper. So I love chocolate, exclamation mark. And then if you want, you can color this. It is not required that you do a sentence with a semicolon. It just happened to be that it made my sentence look good, but I challenge you if you want to try it. And remember, your sentence, in fact, chocolate comes in 3 flavors, could be a sentence all by itself, but I add the semicolon because I'm going to list those flavors. So, all right. And then I would bring this to present and read to you guys on Friday. So I hope I helped you guys understand kind of how to write our opinion paper at this time. And I can't wait to hear all your papers on Friday. Bye, guys.